Hello, David.
Hi, Runa. Lovely to see you today.
Thank you. And how are you?
Really good, thank you. And excited to talk about the results.
You're announcing the full year 2023 results. How are we doing?
We're doing really well, but before we start talking about that in any more detail, I just want to say a big thank you to all of our colleagues who have performed brilliantly this year and most importantly have really supported our customers, our business partners and indeed each other. And that's helped deliver the great results that we've seen today. At the top of the house, we've got a strategy that's working. We're delivering some record results. We've beaten not only the targets we've set ourselves, but also the expectations that the markets have of us. So overall, it's adding up to a great set of results, and I'm really pleased about where we're heading.
That all sounds great, but could you just take us through a little bit more detail, please?
Yeah, sure. So in terms of growth in our revenues, top line growth, we've seen a 24% increase in our overall sales in 2023. And what that's telling me is that we're looking after more and more of our customers. And that's really important when it comes to our purpose, which, do you mind reminding everybody about our purpose?
Now, come on, David, that's an easy one. We help people achieve a better later life. That's our purpose here at Just, and that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, that's right. And so it's always important to remind ourselves that before we will now get into the details of the results. But by being successful, we are helping to fulfill that purpose year in, year out. So how did we get on this year? Well, 2 years ago, we set ourselves a target to increase our underlying profits by 15% per annum on average over the medium term. And if you do the maths, that roughly works out to doubling your profits over a 5-year period. Well, thanks to the outstanding performance over the last 2 years, we're now confident that we will double our profits by the end of this year. So we will have achieved it in 3 years, i.e. 2 years earlier than originally intended. So that is great. How have we done that? Well, as I said, new business volumes have been up 24%, but we've also written our new business at a more profitable rate. So the new business profit margin, which was around 8.5%, is now just over 9%. And when you put that together with increased profits coming from the business we wrote in the past, our total underlying operating profit has increased by 47%, which is an outstanding achievement. And not only has it been profitable, we've been using our capital base wisely. It was a record low new business strain of only 0.9%. The lower the better, so that is fantastic news. And that strong performance has translated into an increase in our return on equity from 10% to 13.5%. And that's given us the confidence to increase our target for return on equity to exceed 12% per annum in the future. So that adds up to us being in very, very strong position. That's also reflected in our capital position, which has remained strong despite what at times has been a bit choppy external markets, but our solvency position remained really strong. And you put all that together, and that's led to the board deciding that we want to recommend a 20% increase in the dividend, which represents a strong signal of our confidence, not just in where the business is today, but also our future prospects.
But how have we managed to do that?
Well, it comes back to customers. Whether it's an individual customer or whether it's the trustee of a final salary pension scheme who's acting on behalf of the members of that scheme, if we always think about the end customer, what it is they need, make sure we're serving them well when they want to be served, and that we're providing real value for money, then that will flow through into commercial and financial success.
So David, those are really great financial results, but more broadly, what else are you pleased with at Just?
Well, there's a lot we can be proud of in 2023. First of all, on the topic of sustainability, we've made really great progress towards the commitments we've made to reduce our carbon footprint, both direct and indirect as a company. So first of all, on our direct emissions, we've reduced those by 83% over the last 4 years. So we're well on the way to making the 90% reduction that we set ourselves by the end of 2025. So thank you to everybody who makes a contribution towards that. But then actually the biggest indirect impact we have in terms of carbon footprint as a business is what we invest in. And we set ourselves a target to reduce the carbon emissions of what we invest in by 50% in the year 2030. And where we are now, 2023, we've reduced by more than 30% already. So we are well on our way to achieving that, actually ahead of schedule, which I'm very, very pleased about. On the topic of diversity, equity and inclusion, 5 years ago, seems a long time ago, it was a long time ago, we set ourselves a target that 33% of our senior managers would be female by the end of 2023. And I'm delighted to say we got there. Now, that is by no means the end of the journey, and we've actually recommitted now to getting that up to at least 40% by 2026. But meeting that first 5-year goal was really important for the whole organisation, so I'm pleased that we got there. And external recognition. There's a lot we achieved in 2023 and a lot of recognition we got, but the one that I always like to emphasise is how we get on in the FT Advisor Awards, where we got 3 5-star awards this year, including one for outstanding service across all of mortgages, pensions and protection. So that is truly an outstanding achievement. So look, a lot for us to be proud of, our achievements in 2023. Of course, we don't sit back. We try to kick on and improve from there, but I'm delighted with what we did.
Wow, that is impressive. So what is happening in the market?
Well, let's talk about the DB market first. 2023 was a record year for the market in totality, and within that, we completed 80 transactions. That means we helped 80 different schemes secure the benefits of their members, which was by far the most in the market, and in fact we did the most in the market in 2022. And how are we achieving that? We've really created a competitive advantage through the use of our bulk quotation service, and we've invested in the technology on which that's based to enable us to help hundreds of schemes try to get to an affordable solution for their members. And the great thing about the bulk quotation service is that it can help schemes of all sizes. Roughly half the transactions we did in 2023 were for schemes with less than 100 members. So it truly is a service for all schemes out there. And then moving on to the retail market, it was a year of resurgence for that market. And what was really pleasing was see lots of advisors come back into the market and provide guaranteed income for life solutions for their customers after, for some, a complete abstention, and for others a revival after a couple of years or so out of the market. So the number of advisors who asked for GIFL quotes from Just in 2023 was up 50%, and that translated into us actually increasing our sales by 70%, which was really just an exceptional result in the year. So lots to be very thankful for in 2023, and the good news is that momentum in both of those markets has carried forward into 2024.
So you mentioned the future. What message do you have about the future?
Well, as you've heard me say before, we've never been stronger, both commercially and financially, and it's really important that we use that strength to build for the future, and we're absolutely doing that. So if you take a couple of examples, we have our destination retirement service that we provide to individuals to help them prepare for and make really well-informed decisions about what they're going to do in retirement. So that's a solution and service which is now live at over 50 employers and which is growing all the time. And then when you get to the platform space, we've developed something brand new, this innovative solution called Secured Lifetime Income, which allows advisors to construct a balanced portfolio for their customers of both investment and growth assets, but also putting some of their assets into effectively a secure income for life. And doing that can help them optimize their outcomes during retirement. Both of these are examples of where we're really trying to reshape the behavior of either customers or advisors to those customers to ultimately serve them and help them achieve a better later life. So we're not expecting to be overnight successes, but we're investing in them, we're making progress, and that will support the business's growth over the medium to the long term. it's really important we don't rest on our laurels and that we use the success we're enjoying today to build for the future. So look, in a nutshell, we've got a strategy which is currently absolutely working, which is delivering, which is indeed exceeding all expectations. We're going to continue doing that. And that's thanks to our focus on the customer, but also our talented colleagues all around the business who are delivering exceptional results. And in parallel, we build for the future so that we can continue to help more and more customers achieve a better later life. And of course, in doing that successfully, creating more value for our shareholders who have supported our business in its development.
David, thank you very much for your time today. This feels like a great place for us to close.
No, thank you.